Hey guys, it's Melissa, and I'm here with my beautiful cousin Miguel.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Anytime. So Miguel, tell everybody a little bit brief summary of why you're here today, and what's the topic about.
Well, I'm 22 years old. I identify as a non-binary trans person. I'm currently a drag queen. Um, that's just what I do. That's what I do right now for a living, and also just like it's my creative outlet, and I would like it for be. I would like it. I would love for it to be my job later on in the future, if I continue to work as hard as I do now for it. Um, But my main point is for me being here is to like just tell you a little bit about who I am as a person. Just to tell you about who I am as a person, where I come from, and why I am the way I am now.
Perfect. So Miguel, when you was going through your identity, right? Before you said as a teen you wanted to be identified as a female, correct?
Yep.
Okay,
So like when I was 16, I strictly identified as a transgender woman. I didn't want to be labeled as a male. I didn't want to use I didn't want to use male pronouns. I didn't want people to call me he by my biological name. I did not want to be identified as a male at all. I just felt like in my heart of hearts that this is just who I am as a person.
Okay, so but as you got older, you changed that.
Yeah, when I hit once I was old enough to do hormones, and I started to physically feel the changes. That's when I got scared because there's a lot of changes that people go through when they're on hormones. You go through physical changes, but you also go through internal changes too, like your mood changes, the way you think, the way you like, it can possibly either make or break you as long as you, it really can. For some people, it really breaks them because like for me, it started to break me because there's aspects of myself that I really like to enjoy as a person. Like, for example, that's too graphic, but when you're on hormones for such a long time, the semen that we produce, you don't produce it after like 6 months and above. Like,
oh, I didn't know that.
Stops. Yeah, yeah. Like
But
that
can you
scared me.
still ejaculate or no?
You can you can jack off and have the feeling.
But the sperm will come out.
Yeah, like you can have the feeling, but you will physically not be able to see the semen.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I don't think a lot of people knew that. So basically, during your process of going all the way, that was something that made you like hesitant.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't see myself going to the finish line. I mean, let me not say finish line because for my finish line, I am at my finish line now. I feel like for me, my finish line is that I found my identity and now I'm just living my life as such. My finish line is already at the point. Like I don't want to be on hormones. I feel like at the end of the day, you don't need to be on hormones to identify as trans. Like for me, I identify as trans because I'm very fluid with my gender. One day you'll see me as like this. Next minute I have a wig on. Next minute I'm just have nails. Like it's.
And that's something you're just a straight
very,
boy
yeah,
too.
Like I still identify as like. I don't get mad when people say when people use male pronouns because that's just who I am. I don't really mind. It's just that I'm so fluid with my gender. It doesn't really bother me if people call me he, she, they, them. As long as you're respectful and not calling me it, that, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. Like, that kind of thing.
So how do you think the community take to that now? Like, what?
Okay, so it's funny, like, when I first came out of the community, I was known as a trans woman. I was known, as Mackenzie. That's what I used to go by. Excuse me. Now that, like, the other day, for example, not to go off topic, but one of my friends was telling me that some girl was talking trash about me long time ago. It was because of the fact that she didn't think I was a good representation for the trans community because I was going back and forth, and she didn't understand the concept of what I was doing. And now she's like, no, like realizing, oh, okay, like you can be this and not have to, you can be trans and not have to be on hormones. She's now slowly but surely learning what it's like to be non-binary and not to be on the spectrum of like, oh, male to female, female to male. I'm just in between. And it took me a while for just like to be comfortable with myself because I had to break myself in order to just like make myself. I had to pretty much just like be broken down to be uplifted and to figure out who I am.
And that's a good, like what you're talking about, like being put in a box. So even in the LGBT community, they put you in a box too.
I mean, they still do. They still, people want me to like, who I know want me to physically just like like full
It's a
blown
side
transition.
it's a,
Because people like, you know, when they see me, they're just like, you look better as a girl. But things like that are not like that. You know how hurtful that is to me. To me, like that's hurt. Yeah, when someone tells you look better as a certain
girl,
gender,
yeah.
it's like, oh, like why would you like? For me, it's like, why would you say that? Like I wouldn't go up to someone and say, hey, you look so much better as a boy. You look so much better. Like that's like telling a trans woman, you look better as a man than you do. You know, like what if this is what I really want to do, and you don't even know that you're just telling me this to bring me down. Like I don't know, like um,
So do you feel like the community is really like, you know, they want you to, they basically binary, is that something new where it's always like
yeah.
basically gender fluent, whereas
Non-binary recently, like it's a new generation. Like a lot of the new generation of gays and LGBT people are starting to identify as that because they don't really feel like they're a specific gender. They feel like they're just people, and they're just like they don't. A lot of drag queens identify as non-binary. A lot of gay men who are still figuring themselves. They you know it's
not to put no one in a box. That's
yeah, not to put them in the box like.
Okay.
Because not only gay men can be non-binary, it could be anybody can be non-binary. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody. It doesn't have a specific. Uh, there's no specific like person who could be non-binary. You know what I mean? You could be born female, and you could be non-binary later on in the future. It's just that for me, this is what I feel like it makes sense to me because of the fact that like this is just how I am, and this is just how I like perceive myself as. But the community has definitely like gave me a little bit of shit like for being like so switchy back and forth. Like trans women told me that I wasn't like you know woman enough. Gay men told me I'm not manly enough because I'm so like feminine.
Okay.
So there's just like there's just like you know that's why majority of my partners that I've been with are straight. Well, straight.
Identify as straight.
Because of the fact that like when they saw me or when they see me, that's because I was just mainly because like on dating apps online, I'm like very like female presented, you know, whatever. But in there's days where I'm like I always let them know that I switch here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not catfishing anyone. I'm just like there's days where I'm glamorous. There's days where I'm just like butch. There's days you know and there's a lot of guys who are okay with that. There's people who are just okay with that. It's just that you know some aren't, some are. Either way, if you have, it's sad to say, but if you have a damn wig on and you look nice, of course a guy's gonna want to like talk to you. So
that's how men are, right?
Right.
So as long as like basically what you're saying that, so that's gotta be hard, like because you get the straight community that's always like, what is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you have even your own community that want you to pick a side. So it's like you're fighting all these battles. What would you say? Like, how do you deal with that on an emotional level?
I don't know. I don't even deal with it. I just like I don't like it's difficult because like I just live my life. I just do what makes me happy. I know that this is who I am. I know that this is my truth, and I can't let anyone's opinion stop me from that because it's just that you know all I can do is just educate people, just tell people this is what it is, and there's many more people like me, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be people way ahead of my time. Or way before me, like way behind me, who are gonna be just like I am right now, who are just so fluid with their gender. I just want to I just tell people like right away like this is who I am, and I don't really I learned that I don't have to explain myself now to certain people. Like if you want to ask questions, yes, I'll answer the questions, but I don't feel like I have to explain myself to every single person. Before I used to always like want to explain myself and try to validate who I am as a person. That's one thing when I was like trans going back and forth. People didn't know I was going through a gender crisis. I didn't at the time. I didn't know what I wanted to be, what pronouns I want to be called, and at the time it was a very flunky time because people would just like be so confused like, are you Juan today? Are you Mackenzie? What are you doing? And I feel like people just need to learn how to mind their business sometimes because it's not always your place to like know what someone else is doing. But I do understand if you want to like educate, if you want to find out more about something you're not really sure about, that I understand. But I just feel like if you just mind your business, live your life, don't worry about it. Like for me, but like if you're curious, of course I'm going to be willing to tell you what it is or what it's like to be who I am, or to identify as trans or non-binary.
So what would you so you basically did a lot of personal growth. That's what it sounds like you've been through. You went through the whole gender confusion in regards to being male, being female, going through the hormone change. Are you not? So now you're saying like now I'm in a better place that I realize I don't have to be put in a box. I can be
Or I don't
woke.
have to hide, because like I used to always like try to hide from people, or like certain people who I feel like they would judge me, and it's like now I just be myself and be free. And if somebody says something, then that's their personal problem, not mine. It's because I'm pretty comfortable who I am. So
That takes a lot of personal growth,
yeah.
especially coming from, you know, you have the straight community one way, then you have your own community coming at you. Like I definitely like am like impressed by you, everything that you're battling and stuff like that. And how, like, if somebody wanted to reach out to you, can they just openly DM you or Facebook you?
Yeah, like I don't care if you're LGBT or not. Like I'm a very open-minded person. I accept all people, like all walks of life, whether they're humans. We all deserve to be listened to, heard, listened to, and just have someone to look up to, or just have someone to be there for you to talk to. And I'm a pretty great person to talk to. So if you are LGBT, or if you feel like you are LGBT and you're not ready to come out yet, just send me a message, and I'm be more than welcome. I'll be more into like I'll be open to tell you my story and how I came out and how I deal with certain issues and certain things that I still face to this day.
And let people know where they can follow you at.
Instagram, you can find me at Custard with a K, Custard Queen, Kustard KWEEN. Instagram, Facebook, Mackenzie Villa. That's that never changed. Cause yeah,
it's all about your growth, and I really appreciate you taking this time out to sit with me and to have my followers, you know, be a part of, you know, your information in regards to gender identity and what you've been through, because you know, and a lot of us are not aware. So you're teaching me and educating me as well, and teaching my followers. And also some people do follow me that are LGBT, and you can definitely give them, you know, shed some light with them too and stuff like that. So definitely thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And anyway, this is my cousin. I love him so much.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Oh my God.